Okay. So I invited you. Okay. Hi.
Hi guys, can you
Yeah.
hear me?
Hi.
Hello.
Well, I think that we can start. It's already 5 minutes. So maybe just kick this off.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Maybe chat if you can confirm as well that you can hear our guest. Yeah, okay, cool. So thank you very much for joining. This is our first ever. Maybe I'll show us if possible. If you have camera, please turn it on. If you don't have, it's still okay. So it's our first ever workshop. Um, we can say that this is a test workshop, right, Rafał? But we
Yeah,
have a
exactly.
we have a great game today, so I'm pretty sure that it will just go well. Not so sure about how long it will take. We agreed that this won't be more than 2 hours, and I think that we will not not have a longer conversation. But yeah, if you ask
Yeah,
me,
let's see how it rolls out.
yeah. Okay, so maybe I'll make the introduction, short introduction. I will ask our guest to introduce himself later. So our guest today is Rafał Koczan, a CEO, co-founder of one of the games we are now integrating to ChillGG. The game is called Alaska Gold Rush. A very interesting game. As I said last week at AMA, at Alaska Space, it is a second generation of Gamify for sure, a very high quality game. You'll be able to. I'll mute you for a sec if I can. Yeah, I can. It's a second generation of Gamify. At least in my opinion, it's a high quality game. Today we'll try to go through the game to see. Oh yeah, I to see and understand the features of the game, to understand what's driving the retention, how the monetization is designed. Is there any token? There is a token. So how you can use the in-game token? I already saw that there are 2 tokens, so this also be covered. I hope. And last but not least, we'll try to figure out how we as ChillGG are a match with Alaska. So what kind of challenges you can have in this game? So this is a short intro, maybe not so short, of you, Rafał. My intro of myself. I'm also Rafał. So it's yeah. I'm CEO of ChillGG, Casual Esports Protocol. Maybe this is enough for now. I'll show how it works later. So yeah, do you want to say anything else right now, Rafał? Oh, I'll unmute you. Okay, you're now audible.
Great, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So, thanks once again, Rafał, for inviting me here to these workshops. I am in the blockchain space for more than, I would say, 6 years today. And for the last 10 years, I've been running my own digital marketing agency. For like 2 years, I'm like in the blockchain space professionally, building our own project. Before we were doing some other kind of games, but Alaska Gold Rush is like first one that is a Web3 game. Would love to share some insights, maybe some alpha with you guys. I'm very thankful for the time that you found to listen to us today. So yeah, I think that's a very brief background of what I do. I'm also researching on different projects, trying to learn every day to actually improve our own project. So yeah, I'm very active in blockchain space for several last years, and I hope that we will be able to give you some interesting info and value today as well.
Cool. Sounds really interesting. I have 3 questions for you, for the as a warm up, let's say.
Before
Um,
we start,
yeah,
is
yeah.
it allowed to drink beverages and smoke here on the workshops?
Maybe not smoke, just not to promote smoking. Beverages, obviously, 0%, no alcohol inside.
No, just Pepsi.
Yeah, this is okay. This is okay. Let's keep a stream-like experience. So, if you want to have a break, this is also okay. Um, yeah, actually, I have a question about your game preferences. So, currently, what do you play? Well, obviously Alaska, but when you don't play Alaska, what's your video game?
Actually, I'm a huge fan of of Darkness lore, which consists of different kind of games like Werewolf, Vampire Masquerade, the Mage, and this world is so complicated and complex because it was created as a regular RPG game, and like in the live sessions between the players where you have the like game master and the players,
Yeah.
and I always loved the atmosphere of like vampire related worlds, like movies like Interview with the Vampire, Dracula, etc. And the Vampire the Masquerade was, I would say, this was the game that is the most important for me, that shaped me as a player, because it was so well written and the gameplay was amazing. There were actually two very big games. The first one, I would say it has 15 years already or something like that, but the graphics really sucks if you look at it today. But the gameplay was such amazing, and you loved the story. You had like three characters that you could control there, and you were able to discover the world of the masquerade. Everything was actually, because the vampire there lived under the masquerade, so they had to be hidden between the society, and you were able to fill the quests and live the story, but at the same time you had to be very careful to not break the rules of the masquerade. And after, like, I'd say 5 years or 8 years, they released another game. The first one was like from the top view, it was like third player person game. The second one was FPP, but it was much more complex, so you had to choose which clan of the vampires do you represent, and there were like, I don't remember, something like 12 or 15 clans, and every clan had different possibilities, like different skills, and the gameplay as each of the clan's members was completely different. So you could like play this game 15 times, and every time it was a little bit different. So I love it. And this year, after after another like 10 years, they are releasing the newest part of the game. It will be called let me check, Vampire Bloodlines 2, actually. And this is a game that I'm so excited about and hyped up. I can't wait. Trust me, when it will be released, my availability will like drop by, I'd say, 20%.
Okay, so it's actually a good time to have this workshop right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
cool.
You need to check.
By the way, have you ever played this like face-to-face RPGs with the game master and yeah, players?
Yes, I used to play them when I was a teenager, but it was like 20 years ago. I'm 37 right now, so I bet that I lost some skills in this field, but yeah, it was exciting. You know, when I was a teenager, like all of us, I had a lot of more time than I have today. Fortunately, I have this possibility to do professionally what I actually love, but this part of RPG games, like, is I would say, is the past.
Well,
But yeah,
it's the same for me. I used to play as a player. I used to play Dungeons and Dragons, but as a game master, I was a game master in Cyberpunk. So these were my two games. Just a disclosure: we are the same age, so I'm 37 as well. Yeah,
um,
probably the same memories about playing RPGs now when we were teenagers. Cool. Well, a bit nostalgic. um, okay, so well, this was actually only one of my three questions to you, but
I can also add because we have, I should say, 2 hours, so I can tell you something more.
yeah, yeah,
The other
please,
two
sure.
games that are very memorable and that shaped me as a player, I would say they were like Diablo 2, and also, which is not maybe a very popular answer, but also Metal Gear Solid. It
Oh
was
yeah,
like a Japanese game. I don't know, are you familiar with Metal Gear Solid?
I've never played myself, but I saw other guys playing.
Yeah, but this is a really good game. What like makes me interested in game is usually a well-written scenario, like script. So the story must be very interesting, and obviously the mechanics need to fit my skills probably. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of Metal Gear Solid and Diablo 2. I didn't have occasion to play Diablo 4 yet. Our co-founder Sylvia is playing it right now. She said it's fantastic. So yeah, I trust her. I need to try it as well.
Cool. Cool. To be honest, I'm thinking about playing right now. Yeah, there is a question in chat if she's doing it right now. Uh,
No, right now Sylvia is on the call with our developers, so she wasn't able to come here today probably.
okay. Cool. So actually you covered two questions. So only one question left for well from my side to you. Maybe just maybe there is a game you always wanted to play but you never did. So is there any game like this?
Yeah, I suppose there are a lot of such games. Like, for example, Elden Ring is one of such games, and uh, it was a huge blockbuster in gaming industry. Like, it was released last year or 2 years ago. Also, I'm a fan of uh, God of War, but I didn't have a chance to play all the parts of the game. And the game I think that I missed a lot is Assassin's Creed. Sylvia would say that's one of her favorite games. And I saw so many gameplays, and I really like those worlds that they're creating. And Assassin's Creed's lore looks really interesting, but actually I didn't have a chance to play it. Yeah,
Okay.
probably I missed it.
Okay. Thanks for sharing. um, cool. Yeah, I think that this is actually a pretty interesting set of games.
What about you, Rafael? Are there any games that you probably missed?
Well, I was there were some stages, I don't know, phases of my career or just a history as a player. So initially, I played RPG games. So this was a Baldur's Gate, Neverwinter Nights, Witcher also. Yeah, at some point I switched to online games because internet became available. I used to play some RTS games online, and also among these RTS games, I really liked Total Annihilation and Supreme Commander. These were my favorites. Yeah, but later I just started playing real online games. So Battlefield 3, then World of Tanks, and finally, for 7 years right now, I've been playing League of Legends only. So this is, but still in bronze, sometimes in silver. So I'm not a very good player, but very committed.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
get it. Understood.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you have like the third question?
No, actually, this was 2 questions, but you already answered the third one. I was about to ask you what's your favorite game ever, but it looks like it's this Vampire Masquerade, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what I think. Cool. So maybe let's make a little warm up. We don't have any drill so far. This is a first workshop, right? But I think that the good drill will be to just launch a workshop challenge and have a challenge when we have this workshop. So I'm just creating a workshop challenge now at ChillGG. Obviously, this is a Dino challenge, right? Workshop. Let's make it. Maybe 2 hours will be enough. We'll see what's the leaderboard after. I don't know, maybe half an hour. There is even a map Alaska, right? So we'll have a challenge. Let's have it. Okay, guys. So if you watch this stage, if you hear us, please join the challenge. I'll just paste the link here in chat. Feel free to join. Let's see who's best. Yeah, I will join too. Okay, let's hope.
How do I join it? How do I join it?
Oh, I can't join. I'm not on the right network. But yeah, just join the challenge. Go to this link I sent in the chat, and I'll switch the network in the background. Meanwhile, let's just go to Alaska. So I will open your website just to see how it looks. Okay, so this is the game. I will have few questions to you about the game. Then I'll try to go to features of the game. So maybe this will be the time when we will have to go through some gameplay. I saw that you have a gameplay complete walkthrough on YouTube. So we can either go with YouTube. I have it here. Opened, or you can share your screen and show us some gameplay later. So from now on, we'll only speak about Alaska and maybe sometimes check the actual leaderboard. Yeah. My first question. This is a difficult question. It's an alternative presentation of Alaska Gold Rush. So I would like you to describe the game. But probably you probably tell about the game each day, right? But when you tell people about your game, I bet you use words like Web3, blockchain, NFT, or token. These 4 words: Web3, blockchain, NFT, and token. I'll just paste them here to our chat. So if you can, I'll give you maybe 60 seconds to prepare. If you can describe the game or present the game, elevator pitch, 1, 2, maybe 3 sentences. Without these 4 words, this would be a challenge for you. So yeah, 60 seconds.
Okay, just let me just a second. Let me remember those.
Yeah, it's really 60 seconds. I will just start the timer.
NFT and token. Yeah, that's actually I will give it a try. So, Alaska Gold Rush is a game which is a mixture between like very popular genres, the like RPG, FPP, I would say also FPS, and a survival game where you have like multiple choices to live your adventure. You can either compete your friends, with the other players on the PvP arenas, and earn some prizes. Or eventually alternatively, you can go to the PvE mode and you can fill the quest, live the story. We have very talented script writers who are writing those quests. We also use some AI to make like sub quests, like those additional quests, and to grind up your character there. So the whole story is based during the times of the gold rush, which made some huge fortunes, and lots of people came there to either lose or win like huge amount of gold and money eventually. And the story centers in the search of the father of our protagonist. So our hero is looking for his missing father, and he lands in Alaska. He's the roots are Polish, but he came to Alaska to find his dad. And from there you start your actual adventure and discover the missing pieces, those puzzles, and by like collecting those breadcrumbs, the whole story unveils, and you have a lot of adventures waiting for you. We had implemented there some elements of the Yukon folklore. So this is not only about bandits and digging gold. There are many people. There are many mystic creatures which we reveal on our socials. I would say it's like a semi-open world where whenever you are like a PvP or a scenario like good scenario fan like myself, you should be really happy to give it a try.
May I? Well, first of all, I think that you didn't use these words. Maybe chat can confirm, but I think that the challenge is.
Yeah, I will tell you what was my tactic.
Can you repeat? I didn't get you.
Yeah. I said that I can tell you how I managed to be successful in this challenge, because actually we are building the game that when we were building the game, we were sure that we need to build something that would be an enjoyable product and something worth our community time, even without the blockchain layer. So I see that those four words are connected with the blockchain industry, and but on the other hand, I know that what we are building would be a very good thing even we didn't have the blockchain. Blockchain actually gives us some added value to Alaska Gold Rush, and even without it, I think that the game is really interesting.
Cool. Yeah. So this is why we're so good in this challenge. Okay. I have one question now because you mentioned this, I don't know, single player quest like feature, right? So you come to Alaska, you have some, I don't know, main quest, let's say, to find your father, right? So
Exactly.
as a player, I play my own story while seeing other players somewhere around, or how it's handled. Is this, you said semi-open world, so how you do it?
But could you repeat the first part of the question? I
So
think that
my
my
first
connection.
part was well, maybe I'll rephrase it. How you mix the open world with this single player storyline?
Oh, okay, great. So actually, in this world, you will have a main story, which you would have to actually fill to get some bonuses in the game, to get some rewards. But on the other hand, you've got a lot of NPCs that also have this quest for you, this side quest, and you can decide in when you want to fill those quests. This is all up to you.
Okay.
Additionally, the quests will be added and updated. This is why we are also working on our AI model, because it's not complicated to ask, for example, ChatGPT to think about some kind of a quest, but to actually make it interesting and look like a natural part of the Alaska lore, you need to adjust the AI model to your own world. So we have to input a lot of data and a lot of like scripts to actually make the model learn the style of telling the story inside of Alaska Gold Rush. So you will have those additional stories and quests you can fill, uh, and hopefully challenges like on the Chill. But on the other hand, there is like a very interesting main storyline. You can imagine it like as the kind of TV series where you have like the main plot and you have different seasons of that, depending on how successful the game will be after the release. We have like several, let's call it seasons for the main story. So obviously the first main goal of the first season is to actually find your dad. And on the other hand, yeah, you've got those other stories and you can move around the world and fill those other quests.
Mm.
I'm just telling you that if you would like, you push like the forward button on the keyboard, you cannot like go endlessly. Eventually, you will look somewhere, and this is why I am telling you it's like semi-open world. It will
Okay.
be huge.
Okay.
Actually, this is something interesting because in the world of gaming, people who don't know the how does the process look like from the backstage, they think that if you like commit to any particular date, you need to deliver it like it's like a, let's say, corporate project. But on the other hand, if you want to expand the product and you're adding some additional features like we were doing right now. So when we started initially planning Alaska, let's call it, we had a kind of a plot of land, and this was supposed to be our world. And we planned to have like, let's say, those 2 units of the plot land, and it would be like our map. And within the time when we started writing the stories and adding additional features, we ended up with a world that is like, I would say, 5 times larger. So actually, if we are making the world that is 5 times larger, we need some more time to actually fill it with different buildings, different locations, etc., etc. So we are doing it in the like for good of our investors, community players. But yeah, I would say this is a natural thing in gaming industry that those dates are a little bit flexible and fluid.
Okay. Well, sounds pretty good, to be honest. And also what's I know, maybe it's important. I think that this is actually important, is that there is a lot about the game itself, and there is no feeling like there's more blockchain in the game. So this is probably okay. Okay, so this is actually the end of the introduction. I think that we can now move to going through features of your game. I see some sources where we can just study these features. So first of all, I went through your white paper. This is kind of a game design doc / white paper, right? Because the game is described there. There is also a YouTube video with the gameplay, and there is also you. So if I yeah, and if I ask you how would you like to present game features, what would be your answer? How would you like to do it?
Uh, to be honest, right now I'm not on a gaming laptop. Actually, I have my demo ready, but I'm not sure if computer will handle it. So I would maybe go through the video because white paper, everybody can look up the white
Yeah.
paper. I think that a more interesting thing would be to go through the, let's say, a gameplay. Then I can give you like when you have those movies with the director's version.
Yeah.
We can do like let's watch a movie and give some comments.
Okay, so let's do it. Maybe you will share the screen. Maybe just I don't know, a bit of a plan here. Let's make it up to 10, maybe 15 minutes to go through the features, because then we will have this real workshop part. So we'll cover how these features affect retention, what's the monetization. We'll also go through the Figma chart you have. This is pretty impressive. So this is the plan. Maybe let's make it 10 minutes to go through the main features. I will give you the screen, or can you share it?
Let me know which gameplay video do you have on your mind, so I can open.
Maybe let's go with the one you have in mind, because I just used the video on YouTube, which was complete walkthrough or complete gameplay, something like this. But maybe let's use your video. Let's make it your way. I'll just disable my stream. Yeah.
Please just give me like a minute or two. I need to search for like the
Okay, so
video.
take your time, and meanwhile, maybe I'll check how the challenge is going. Okay, so let's refresh. Yeah, I joined at some point. Oh, okay, I see that someone already okay. It's being recorded, so I won't tell who is actually at the first place. Also, maybe an important information. This whole session is recorded. I will make it available. Maybe not a public, but this will be available on YouTube. But I am streaming with streaming settings on Discord, so your nicknames shouldn't be, at least some as I see, shouldn't be visible. Bobby, your nick isn't visible, but mine is. So I don't know why, but I'm using the streaming settings, so this should be okay. So what we have? We have 9 players. Maybe I'll play one game. Take your time, Rafa.
Yeah, I'm looking for it.
Yeah, fingers crossed for my gameplay. Wow. Uh-huh. Have you ever played this Dino game, Rafał?
Yes. I really liked it, and for the first time, I played it a year ago before we went to Singapore. I remember that this is when you released your own version of Dino, correct?
Yeah, correct. So when you have this low flying bird or dactyl or whatever, do you jump or do you, I know, duck?
I duck.
Okay. Me too.
Okay, I got the video.
Okay, you ready?
I think so.
Okay.
But
So
let me share.
can you share the screen? Is it possible?
Yeah, I will check.
Okay.
No, I cannot. Oh, now I can.
Okay. Yeah, I was streaming.
One second.
Well, I have to admit that you look like you are already playing the game. It's kind of a focused.
Oh man, no, I'm not playing the game. I'm just trying to look for something. Okay. I'm trying to put the proper settings for the screen share. 30, because my internet connection may not be best, so I'm trying to find the proper resolution and frame rate, FPS.
Yeah,
Good.
I also use some, let's say, mid settings. Yeah.
And you see the screen?
Yes. So if possible,
On
please.
my screen it's black. Can you see the gameplay actually or not, or black screen?
Now it's black, but there was a game when it was on.
And
Yeah.
now
Now we see the game. Yeah. Now, at least
is
I
it
see
on?
the game. Yeah. Yeah. Now it's full
Okay.
screen. Now it's full
So
screen.
it's the video. Yeah, it's a video from AGG Arabian Game Guild. These are also partners of us, very dedicated players. I recommend working with them. So they recorded this gameplay video. It lasts half an hour, so I think that it will be enough to show you some gameplay. Okay. So do we work for example? I give you the comments, or do you want to ask questions and do the
No, well,
pauses?
I think that at least what I would prefer is that, for example, you say that there are, let's say, 5 important features of the game, like a single player, plot, mining, town, and something like this. And let's hope that
Okay.
in this gameplay we'll be able to see how it works. So I just assume that this is the single player.
This is single player, yeah, but you will have some video from the arena, I suppose, as well. I will give you some comments. Then, if you will have questions, then I will pause the video. Let me turn the camera off for the better internet
Okay,
connection.
okay,
Okay.
let's do it. Sure.
Um, Right, so let's go from the start. So here we get the menu.
Well, okay. Cool. Okay, so it's a gameplay from the PC version, as I see. If you could, I know, share about the distribution of the game. This will be a PC game, or many platforms are available, or what's the plan?
Yeah, so it's a standalone PC game. We don't plan to release it on mobile since the game is too complex. Maybe some formats like the PvP could be playable on the mobile, but right now we are focusing on the standalone version. So you start. This is actually a video from our alpha release, and everybody can play it by filling our DB or grabbing the special NFT on Magic Eden. And the first quest is actually the bigger quests don't are built from smaller ones. So here you've got actually the story. There's this guy. He's called Jeb, and he's telling you that there are dogs missing, and there's a guy called Abraham, and we are in search of him. And this is the bigger thing to do. But first of all, you need to prepare some meat, and here you will see parts of the crafting. So you actually get the pistol and the raw meat, and now you have to cook the meat. So you go to the crafting. I'm not sure. It's going very fast. The speed is normal, but yeah, I will try to make it. Yeah, so you have to cook the meat, and to
Okay,
cook the meat, you have
a
the
question.
fireplace.
A question. So this is a, I don't know, survival mode, or how it works. Can you die if you don't eat?
Yes, there are some indicators right down there. Please bear in mind that this is still alpha, but there will be four indicators, which are for your energy, your body heat, your stamina, and the last one is for the let's like stamina. Uh, how
Looks
do you
like
say it?
water.
No, it's like ZZZ. It's like the tiredness.
Ah,
So
okay,
you
so you have
like
to sleep. Okay.
energy, like and the tiredness. So you have to grab some meat, and now you have to find the sled. So it's a bit glitching on my computer. Not sure how about yours.
Yes, yes, it's
Oh,
your stream,
is
so
better?
we see this as well.
Okay, he's refining the graphics.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, cool. So this was on his
I
side,
think
right?
he made them a little bit worse. But let me see.
So maybe it's
It's
a good time to ask about the hardware. So what do I have to have on my side, my PC? What's the hardware required to be able to play your game?
let me tell you. So the requirements for the software, correct?
Yes, yes. For the
Hardware.
hardware, for the
The
hardware.
hardware. For the hardware, so the minimal hardware requirements is like NVIDIA GTX 2060, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and at least Intel Core i5 processor.
Okay, so it's like a, let's say, medium setup, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But if you like run it on like the maximum level, the details are much better and it really makes a difference. So when I was playing on my old computer and then I switched to the gaming one, I said, wow, these guys are really doing a great job.
Okay, cool.
But obviously, you know, in the Web3 space, many players from like third world countries, they cannot afford like best hardware possible, so they will play on like lower settings.
I get it. So what we
Yeah,
see
so
here
yes,
is this single player survival mode, right? So this is
yes,
this is
exactly.
this main storyline, right?
This was actually, Rafał, this was a special storyline, a special like quest just to show it to the players. This is
Okay.
not even the part of the main
Okay, so
storyline.
this is
These
a
are some quests to show you.
tutorial
Yeah,
slash onboarding,
we
right?
didn't
Okay, I get it.
exactly. We didn't want to reveal the story yet. We are waiting for the bigger release to do it. Just you know to show some mechanics and how does the game
Okay.
look like.
Okay, I get it. So,
I will
oh,
put the speed. I will do the bigger speed, the faster speed,
okay,
because
so
oh, okay, he told me.
let's say that we have it covered. I already saw that there is a, let's say, crafting, there is some kind of equipment, and we have like the open world feeling in this game. When there are many players in the game, will they see each other, or am I the only player on the map from the game?
In this mode,
Well, if there are any other modes, please elaborate. But in this mode,
yes,
mhm.
as- in this mode you don't see other players because it's a PvE mode, and in the PvP, obviously, you will see other players and their characters. They will
Okay,
be able to like
okay,
personalize their skins.
okay. Now I get it. One of my questions for later was actually, what happens if someone steals from me? Will I lose my NFTs, or what happens when you, I know, dig some gold from the mine? In
No,
2023 and we have new players in 2025, will there still be enough gold in this mine? But this is a separate enviro for each player, right?
yes,
Okay.
exactly. So each player has its own, I would say, instance of the map, and here you play for the so-called soft items, like for example, health potions, meat, bandages, weaponry, etc., etc. And nobody is able to steal them from you. And
Okay.
actually, you use them to grind your character, and then to take those items to the PvP mode to be able to, for example, live longer on the PvP map
Okay, I
to get
get
those
it.
potions. And yeah, if you have like those potions, you can kill yourself in the PvP mode and stay alive for a longer piece of time.
Can you maybe fast forward to the part where there is a PvP mode, or just this player with others? I know it's PvP. It's versus. I don't know
So
if they compete with each other.
actually, this version of Alpha, it doesn't have the
Okay, so it's still in development.
PvP mode yet, but you have a kind of arena where you fight with the AI-driven enemies.
Wow, can,
So
can you can you
let
go can
me
you go there?
let me find this.
Yeah, this can be interesting. Yeah, considering that maybe this will be a good mode
Yeah, yeah,
for
yeah,
challenges.
yeah, yeah. It's sure. I'm just trying to find. Here is like the gold mine, so we will come back to it
Yeah,
later.
this is the important part,
Just let
right?
me
So
find.
so you get this gold.
Yeah, exactly. Just man, where where is it? Oh, oh, oh. Okay, end of the demo, but he went to the arena. There are no more quests. Uh, I think I missed it. Just a second.
In the meantime, there is 11 participants in the challenge now, but I only see, well, except me, one participant who actually played. So, guys, if you play, please be sure to play on Alaska Gold Rush map. Otherwise, your results won't pass the conditions filter in this challenge, and there is no score here in the leaderboard after your games. So, yeah, please check if you play on Alaska Gold Rush map.
Moment, guys.
Okay.
Probably you see only black screen
Yeah, we
right
see
now.
only black screen right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that. Okay, Harry is writing something in chat. Okay, so there is a question. Are there any vehicles? Yeah, well, probably can you build something? Are there any chests? Wow, community hoarding, clans, horse riding. Wow, many questions. Probably vehicles and horse riding is somehow connected. um, so
Yeah,
Rafał, if you
exactly.
if you
We
if,
have
if
like
you if you can cover
thread.
this, I know that you said about sled, so maybe there is some footage about using some vehicles. Yeah.
So you can see that here we are like going through the dog sled.
Okay. Let's hope you can
It
try
makes
the
you move.
dog, or can you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's hope not.
So the dogs can get tired as well,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then you need to go to the camp and take a rest. Uh, I think that in the build that he is playing, there is no arena. I
Okay.
can try to actually, open demo on my computer, and we can see if I will be able to show it to you.
Okay, so maybe
If that's okay.
let's do it at some point. But what we already know is that we have first the single player, kind of an open world.
Oh, here is the arena, you see?
Okay, okay. Oh, so this is the actual
Here
building.
is the arena.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a coliseum, something like that. So you go to the arena. Yeah. But it's very dark, he's playing it in the night, so probably you don't see much. But here is the arena where he's playing the other guys. This was just to show you how do you can compete with different players. The thing is that in the actual game release, the arena won't be an arena literally. So we are doing something similar to Counter-Strike. The arenas will be actual maps. So the first, let's call it arena, will be a map with a huge windmill, and the river and the train, etc., etc. It would be like a big plot of land with different buildings. We are calling them arenas, and in this alpha, we built an actual arena, but it's like a very small one. Probably we'll do the actual round arena like here in the PvP release as well for those who prefer like fast sessions, like very dynamic sessions, because here in the smaller area everything is happening very fast, so you either die quickly or kill everybody else and defeat everybody else fast. On the first major arena that we are releasing, you will have places to hide, and you will have like I would say a pretty big piece of map. Actually, I have a video which is like from the development stage of the arena. Maybe let
Okay,
me open it. I can
maybe
show it to
save
you.
it.
This is actually the
Maybe save it for
alpha.
later. Maybe save it for later. We'll go through from some
Yeah.
certain features and also for possible challenges at Chill GG. So maybe this will be the good time to come back to arenas. But now I still have questions from the audience. So I don't know if you can see the chat. Can you open chat on your site?
Yeah. Just
Yeah. So there are a few questions from Harry.
Is there any building? Yes, there are lots of buildings.
I think
Well,
that the
because
question is
is he asking
actually
about
if you can build something. So I think that this is it. If you can build something.
you can actually craft some items like in a similar way in the other one, but you cannot build like let's say your house like in Valheim. It's not possible in the game. Community hoarding. What do you mean by community hoarding? I think I don't understand it. Probably it's about like fighting in groups, something like that. Harry, let me know. Harry is writing.
Harry is writing. Okay. Okay. I'm also curious about this hoarding thing.
Community hoarding like shared chests, loot. Like in Rust. No, nothing like that. But the interesting thing is actually we are working after we finish PvE. We've got after we finish Battle Royale mode, we've got like I would say 4 other modes, and it depends on the success or of the game. But I think we found out some very intriguing modes, like for example, doing the bank heist or like trying to attack the convoy of the gold, where you have to protect it or attack it in a group of players, like a kind of like of the I would say team deathmatch, or like actually like the mode where you have to protect some point on the
Capture
map.
the flag.
Uh, Capture the flag, yeah, exactly. So no building and no sharing loot. There will be loots and chests, but they are not shareable with other players. Horse riding, yeah, we actually checked it with the documents, and horses were not so popular in this area. Maybe if there will be a huge big demand from the community, we will add them later. We focused on actually the dog sled right now as making you faster way of commute. But I was the one who was actually trying to push the horses to make them, because I love the horses in Red Dead Redemption and I love it, but they require different mechanics, and probably this is another feature that would like delay the project. Maybe we'll do it. I don't want to promise something here today and committed to it, but it was definitely under the discussion. I tried to push it, but there are some, I would say, obstacles to making it happen, mainly because of the time frame. But let's see how it rolls out. I'm not saying no. Maybe if I will like tell my business partners that there was such a demand even today, maybe they will be more like optimistic about this idea.
May
Weapon
I
customization.
may I jump in, because I see that there are questions about weapons customization, trading, well, about the ownership, let's say. So maybe it's a good time to ask about the on and off chain features. So if you own something in a game, what's the subject of trading, for example? What do you have on chain as NFTs, maybe, or other tokens, and what's off chain? So maybe let's cover it this way.
Okay, so off-chain are those soft items that let you stay alive when filling the quests, both side quests and the main quests in the PvE, and also those that you use during the PvP mode. And the on-chain items, I can't tell you all right now because I'm not even allowed to do it. But those that I can already tell you are the weapon customizations, like the skins, and the battle passes that will enable you to wage your money against other players.
Wow.
So these will be off-chain. On-chain, sorry, on-chain, these two types, like the
Interesting.
skins and the
Interesting.
battle pass.
Interesting. The second feature, actually, I didn't know about this second feature. So this is probably connected with the monetization, right? So we'll get there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This
Cool.
is where you can actually earn real money.
Okay. There is. Take a look. What Hannah wrote, comparable to Red Dead Redemption. So I have to share that. Well, we meet with Rafał a year ago in Singapore. This was our first meeting, and I heard the presentation of the game a few times, and I have to admit that the comparison to Red Dead Redemption was I heard it pretty often. So pretty common comparison. Cool.
Yeah, but if you will take a look, like if you will Google like horses on Alaska, there are some pictures, but in these times of gold rush, they had like different ways of transporting things, and we even found a guy whose grandmother used to live in Yukon, and we took some, like, how do you say it, documents from their photos, etc., to see how things were actually looking like. And me personally, I didn't even know that the Yukon folklore is so rich. I have ordered a separate book about like the myths and creatures of Alaska. Wasn't aware of that like 2 years ago, but we deeper with our game developers at scriptwriters, and we found so many interesting creatures. So everywhere we were marketing like this product as a game, where you have like gold, bandits, banks, blah blah blah. But we wanted to have this surprise and show people that there is like another layer, which is I would say like magical one, like similar to Vampire Masquerade. Like under this like regular layer, you've got like fantastic beasts and some interesting creatures that are waiting to actually hunt you down,
Yeah,
or you can
I
hunt
was
them.
afraid to ask, but now when you said it, so there is something from Masquerade, right, in this game.
There is like this another layer of creatures that I would say them like the mystical one, mythical ones. Yeah, like the Bigfoot, like the Siberian giant, like the this is not Siberian. His name was the other one, but I don't remember it right now. There was some giants, like Bigfoot, the forest demons. Mar is like a kind of ghost that looks like a beautiful woman, but when you approach her, she's like turning. It turns out that she's actually gonna eat your face off. Yeah, so we've got some kind of crazy things there waiting for you. So, but I cannot tell you everything
Yeah, yeah.
to keep some surprise. Yeah.
Okay, so well, thank you for this. I think that we already know what the game is about. Maybe not all the features, but we already know that there is a PvE mode, that there is a PvP mode, that you can compete with other players. I know, maybe you can cooperate with them as well in this next modes where you have the capture the flag.
No. We you can at this mode at the battle royale you can't, but in the future modes if and when we implement them, then they are definitely there. There are modes that where you can cooperate with other players. You would actually need to do it.
Okay.
Just
Okay. I think I get it. So yeah, so we have it covered. We already know that there is a blockchain part, right? So there are some on-chain features as well. I think that we'll dig deeper in the second part. So if you are okay with this, well, we are already an hour after the start, so it was quite long. I think that we can make a short, maybe 5 minutes break, and we'll move to the second part. The second part will be more technical. The first will be the retention drivers. So the question will be, what drives retention in Alaska Gold Rush? Is it even important? Because we probably have a game which is a mostly PvE, maybe not. So there will be a question about retention. The second question will be about the monetization, and then we'll go to brainstorming about possible challenges in the game. So this will be the second part. Let's make a short break, 5 minutes. Yeah, and come back.
Okay, great. Just wanted to add in the end that I am in the document right now, and we have like seven PvP modes in the plans right now.
Okay.
Seven. I'm in the document right now. Yeah.
Okay, so it's like many DLCs
Let's see how it rolls
strategy.
out.
It will be, yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, something with the sled races, but I don't want to tell you yet.
Okay, guys, short break. For the break, I will enable just share my screen. So we have some players already. It's me. Okay, there are three more players. Bobby, top player. Congratulations. Let's see, how was it? Oh, okay, this was unfortunate. This one too. Okay. Okay. Okay, only one unfortunate. What about me? Okay. So I still can be in top 3. Guys, 5 minutes break. It's 1 p.m. 10. So let's let's meet at 1:15.
Okay, see ya.
Okay, so we're back. Rafa, I don't know if you're back. Well,
Yeah, I'm back.
okay. Okay, so just let me finish.
Okay, that's no problem.
Okay. Okay, that's it. Not bad. Okay, so let's go to this the second or the, let's say, workshop part. So first of all, maybe a short lecture, 1 minute lecture about retention. So what we are going to discuss now is the retention, and you can understand retention as first of all very important indicator for each game, right? So retention shows you how many players are left from the group that installed the game at a certain date. So for example, if 100 players will start playing today and 40 players will continue playing tomorrow, we'll have 40% day one retention. So this is how you should understand this. If there are still 20 people playing after 30 days, we have 20% day 30 retention. So this is for you guys if you're not familiar with the concept. So we'll now discuss this subject. My first question is, well, I already know that you're going to release some DLCs, so probably it's important for you that players stay long in the game. But as I don't know if you designed the game on your own or was there a team, but what was your attitude towards the retention? So how you planned it? Is it important for the game? Is it not important? I know. Maybe let's start with this.
Yes, obviously retention is one of the most important indicators for Alaska Gold Rush. That's probably for all the other games in the space as well, because in the end, like on the player's side, this is like the product that gives them some entertainment and eventually some profits. But on the other hand, for us, it's a business, and to actually keep the business running, we need to have players that are like spending some money or leaving some money in the ecosystem. So definitely, if the players are coming back, they are spending more. And you're asking, how do we want to keep this retention, correct?
Yes. So what drives the retention in the game?
So what's driving people to come back to play it? There are like two parts of it, as actually even three. And the first one is, as you said, are those DLCs. We figured it out that it's not enough to just add additional quests and to expand the map. It's very, like, for players like me, it's very nice and important, because if I like the game, I want to discover the lore even more, and I would be excited to hear that there is like another part of the map unlocked and we've got another adventures coming. But there are the players who wants to compete against each other, and we see this trend. Not only it moved actually from the traditional gaming to the Web3 gaming space, where people want to challenge themselves against each other, and they want like to have those very quick sessions of playing the game. Not everybody has time. Me, when I was a teenager, I remember that I was even when I was a teenager, I had a control in the person of my mother, who told me, Rafael, it's time to turn off the computer and you have to go and to learn to school or something like that. But when I come to the college, I remember that I was like turning on the PC at, let's say, 8 p.m. and I was playing till like 4 a.m., 5 a.m., sometimes even like 6 a.m.
Wow.
So yeah. So I had like those binge sessions of playing, but those groups are really narrow. In majority of people, like adults who can spend some assets in the game and play it, they want to have those casual sessions where they play up to 1 hour or even 30 minutes. So this is where we have like the PvP module and these wagering based arenas where they can play like deathmatch, like battle royale, and earn or lose very quickly their items and their not items, sorry, but their tokens, for example, because once you put the money on the table, once you put your tokens, sorry, not the money, but put the tokens on the table, you will be able to play and compete for them with the other players. And actually, the arena that I showed you in the alpha was, I think that it took up to 1 minute to be killed or kill everybody else. That's why we wanted to have those bigger arenas. Even the round arena, if we implement it to the like PvP mode, it should be huge. So you would have to play at least, let's say, 3 to 5 minutes to defeat the other players. The one that we are actually working on, and I wanted to show you a small alpha just for the community today. Let me share my screen, maybe.
Okay.
Can I?
Okay.
Like, there are still some. Remember, this is like from the video from the developer mode. So, can I? Okay. So, don't mind the graphics yet, because this is like still being optimized, etc. But I wanted to show you the size of the arena. Okay.
Sure.
Can you see it?
Yes.
So this is the arena. See?
Okay. Okay. Much
So
bigger.
you've got
Much
like,
bigger, right?
yeah, exactly. You've got different buildings where you can hide and sneak, and you've got like even a train. You've got those buildings. As I'm saying, I think it's the first place where I am showing it publicly.
Okay.
Yeah, but you
Cool.
see,
Cool.
oh
Thank you.
yeah, here's the train. Yeah,
Yeah, looks very well, to be honest.
yeah. Thank you. So yeah, so in these arenas you compete with other players, and if you have, I don't want to say to use a bad word, but people love to compete and win something, and if they win, they usually come back. So we have to like match make those players so their skill set is similar. So we will also have a mode where you can compete on the arenas without wagering the tokens, just playing it casually. But once you trained, you can go into the like real game where you fight for the tokens. And I think that in a similar way that people are like playing other games of skill, like for example poker, because in my opinion poker is a game of skill. They want to come back. This is like this is addicting them to come back and fight for some more prizes and go back to the arenas, maybe to specialize in one certain arena and to be master of this arena. And I think the PvP Battle Royale module would be such a factor that will drive them back to the game. Another factor are those weekly and monthly tournaments and challenges also with the Chill GG. I think that this will be something amazing. This is why we also chose you guys to work together. Yeah, we think that it will bring the players back. I think that Field is amazing tool to actually keep the retention at the stable level.
Yeah, it's not a setup. This is opinion of Rafa, right?
Yeah, totally.
Cool. Thank you for this. So actually, how I understand it is that the long-term retention driver is the arena actually, and PvP and challenges. So this is the plan for the long-term retention, right?
Yeah, I'd say so. And also for these who really love what we do, I think that DLCs will make them even more excited. And for example, in the PvE arenas, you can find some items that in the end we want to implement to the PvP. So for example, if you grind enough in the PvE arena and collect certain amount of, let's say, meat, you can then use it in the arena, but there should be a limiter, so there won't be such advantage if somebody has 1,000 pieces of meat and the other have only 10. But we want to keep them back to going to PvE to actually grind those characters and missions and to collect those items as well.
Okay,
So it's all.
a questions. Excuse me for interrupting, but questions. So there is a PvP mode, right? Arena. There are other, let's say, PvP or PvP like. For example, in terms of Chill GG, this will be a PvP, but not a direct competition. But this is available for all players, or as a player, do you have to, I don't know, complete some missions in this single player mode? How it looks?
No, you don't have to just to play against other people and fight for the Karat token. You have to own the battle pass, and these battle passes equals the, I would call, ante in the poker, where you, for example, have $5 worth of battle pass. Everybody puts $5 battle passes on the table. They are converted to the Karat tokens. The NFTs are being like locked and burned, and
Okay.
then you get the prices from there.
So from day zero, basically, I can play in PvP, and this should okay.
Yeah.
So the question about the storyline, is it like there are few days a week I can play PvP, and the other days I should, because the tournament or something is available only in certain days, and the other days I have to play in a single player mode? Or is it like two separate modes which are somehow connected but not very tightly?
I would say like the second answer. So you can go and if you want, you can play those side quests and collect some items and then bring them back to the PvP. In the beginning, there won't be like such a connection in the beginning because we have like a roadmap ahead. We are also already a little bit moved the dates to because of the project expansion and what I said before. But in first of all, you will be able to play the PvP arenas or like play the PvE. Then eventually you will be able to go to the PvE, grind the characters in kind of some kind of side quests. This is why if you want to keep people playing, those quests shouldn't be like I would say repeated every time you enter the game. So this is why we got those script writers who are writing those like main quests, those side quests, but those grinding quests are being like built with the help of the AI, where we will be able to generate some interesting quests, not making them the same every time, and then by filling those quests, you can go back to the PvP. But you don't have to. Obviously, you won't have to go and to play PvE every day. It
Okay.
depends totally.
Okay, it's pretty interesting. To be honest, this AI part or the quests are, these are obviously side quests, right? But are generated. This is, yeah, this is
Actually,
interesting.
not many people are aware of it, but now we are like riding on this. Not us in Alaska, but in general, like many projects are riding this AI hype wagon, I would say, where everybody say we are implementing AI, wow. But actually, if you take a look and if you get a single mode, each I would say FPP game needs to have this AI implemented to actually make those enemies intelligent to make the fight and like for example shooting more challenging. So this is not something like new to gaming. I think that something that is gaming is what we are doing with the Quest, but AI
Yeah.
in the PVE was used
Yes. Yes,
for many years.
I can agree that this is not new, maybe in terms of AI, but the use case you have with generating the, let's say, infinite
Hmm?
plot, this is kind of interesting. Um, in the meantime, I started sharing my screen. This is from this document I announced at the very beginning that I will refer to. So this is Alaska Economy Diagram available from your website. So this is the document
It's
actually
public.
everyone can get access to. And my focus is now here at the arena. So this is this PV mode, right? PvP mode, right? So this is what will drive their attention. This is, am I correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so it's start game mode. So we have three game modes: quest story, gold mining, and arena. So we already covered this one. Okay, this entry fee. This is this wager you were referring to, this
It's
one.
battle pass. It's a
Okay.
battle pass.
Okay, so how it's made. This is a ranked game. This is a battle pass, match pool. Okay, so yeah, quite simple. Winners take share in the pool, right?
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
is it a duel? No, it's
Part of this pool will be because let's say that you wage $10 of tokens per each player, and you've got 10 players on the map. So theoretically, you've got $100 worth of token in the pool, and from this we will divide this pool between the winners. Part of it will go to the company, and part of it will be burned to actually deflate the tokens to decrease the token circulation supply.
okay. Okay, I get it. So this is the deflation here going on, right? So some part of these carats will be just taken out of the supply.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. So this is let's say that this is the main retention driver, right? So people should play this. And also it's
They
a
should play each of them.
okay, I get it. But yeah, let's just I don't know make a summary here. So this is a day-to-day gameplay. People should play arena on the daily basis. This is like short or medium session times, like 5 to 10 minutes. Is it? Yeah.
I
Okay.
would say this is what you play during the week, and the other part is that you play in the Friday evening or on the weekend, where
Okay.
you can spend some more time.
Okay. Um, there is a second part. So this is this quest story mode. I don't know. It's visible. I just. So this is the second game mode, quest story mode. So this is probably what we saw onboarding and tutorial, but this is how the gameplay was presented on the video you showed us at the very, very beginning. But there is also a third game mode, gold mining. Can you, I know, describe it? It looks like it's the most complex, to be honest. So I know if you can maybe tell us a bit more about this mode.
Yeah, just a moment. Okay, let me. Uh, Could you possibly send me the link to the Figma because I cannot see it well on the
Yes,
screen that
yes,
you are
sure,
sharing?
sure.
I can go to our website, but maybe it would be faster.
I think it's. I'll send it to you on Telegram.
Okay.
I copied the text, not the link. This one. So it's probably not the most up-to-date document, but this is one I have from the website. Yeah, I already see your cursor.
Okay, great. Just a moment.
We'll follow you.
Can you see me?
Yes, yes. We can see what you are actually see on your screen right now. So I'm following your cursor.
Okay, great. So in the gold mining, obviously this is a very important part of the PvE game, I would say as well, but it's also driving you eventually to get some additional items in the PvP as well. So to actually be able to dig gold, you either have some tools to dig it or not. And here, depending on that, you can go to the marketplace and to actually buy it. And then if you buy it, you can actually build your equipment set. So from this here's the thing. So you have like two, I would say, currencies in the game. It's gold and karat. And in the PvE version, it's not possible to convert gold to karat because gold has infinite supply and eventually uh, it would result in the huge inflation of the token, and this is what we wanted to avoid. So you cannot exchange the gold to karat, but there will be an option to do it the other way. To, for example, for karat, buy some gold and then buy some soft items to proceed in the game. And this also is connected with gold mines and the crafting mode. Not sure what would you like to know exactly, Rafał? And I'm not sure why.
What we already know is that it was on the video you showed that we can just use a pickaxe and dig some gold, right? So this is what we know. I assume that this gold
You can
is.
exchange the gold, for example. I think this will give you the answer. For example, you can change the gold for different times, the different kinds of weaponry, because weapons are not NFTs. The skins for the NFTs are, but the weapons themselves are not the NFTs. But if you want to buy the weapon, you can dig some gold and go to the market and buy certain type of a weapon to
And
proceed
can
with
you
the
use this
missions.
weapon on the arena then?
In the arena, right, to be honest, right now we are deciding whether we want to equip people with the certain set of the weapons, or do we want to make them like specialized in different kind of weaponry, or the third way to make them transferable from the PvE. This is right now actually one of the stages that we are developing today. But there are those three decisions that we have decided between. So whether we, for example, in Battlefield, I suppose, yeah, you have like, for example, a medic or like the sniper, and you equip them with certain types. Or in Fortnite, probably as well, you have those certain types of specialists that operate with certain types of weaponry, for example, their favorite ones. On the other hand, we can like give everybody possibility to get every weapon they want, for example, by putting them in some chests in the arenas. So everybody, let's say, start with the pistols, but there are also shotguns and like long range weapons in the chest. So this would be second approach, and the third one is actually to make them trust the PvE to the PvP. Right now, this decision wasn't
Okay.
completed yet.
Well, sounds like an important
I
decision,
would
right?
love to know what's your approach on that. Maybe you would share your opinion. Which one would you like? Which one do you like the best from those three that I mentioned?
Well, from the, let's say, ChillGG's point of view, it would be best to have a fair gameplay in the PvP mode. So it would be best if everyone starts with the same equipment, and this would be best to make challenges, right? Because it's a situation like, I know, in League of Legends, for example.
Yeah. This
Specialties
is why
are,
we actually, Rafał, yeah, this is why we actually didn't want to make those skins giving you a certain kind of leverage. The League of Legends is doing totally the same thing, right, with the skins.
yeah. So probably my advice would be go this way, but at the same point, having, like, I know, medic, sniper, or something like this doesn't affect the fair gameplay, because you can create different setups of teams, so this is probably okay. It's like going, I don't know which one, but for example, in Battlefield, this is the reference, right? So in Battlefield, you have it as well. I think that it was probably most visible in Wolfenstein. Yeah, there was the specialty was very visible there. But yeah, this is your decision to make. My only advice would be to go per play, so not to give any advantages at the start of the PvP match. Yeah. Cool. So I'm unfollowing you now just to zoom out and see how it's made. So there are actually 3 game modes. Arena Duel, the day-to-day game mode, which drives the retention, quest mode, and also the gold mining mode, where you can somehow equip yourself after doing some in-game work, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so maybe let's go. Oh, there is a question. Or okay, Harry, World of Warcraft uses scaling for their PvP items, so items are adjusted to player. Okay. Yeah, I get it. So maybe let's go to the business part. So we already know what drives retention. Obviously, you need players to retain in the game. But do you need them to spend some money in the game, or is it like they pay for the game up front and they play for free?
No, it's a free-to-play game. If you want to battle for the carrots, then you have to buy the battle pass and pay for it. And if you just want to play the PvE, you don't have to pay anything.
Okay, so I basically can
I think it's a fair price.
Yeah, for sure. So I can just start for free, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Okay, so all modes are for free?
Yes, I'd say so.
Okay.
But PvP mode is actually requires you to pay for the battle pass to play against the other players, like
Okay.
real world players.
Okay. So if I want to play ranked games, I have to buy these battle passes, and this is where the game makes revenue, or okay. Okay. Is there any
And also NFTs, yeah, and also NFTs are the second like part of the business. For example, I can show you the comparison between two kinds of weapons. Can I share the screen for a second?
Okay, sure.
Mhm. Here is also alpha. We didn't show it to anybody yet. Here you got a regular pistol. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay. So this is the pistol, and here is the pistol.
Whoa. So the NFT is the skin, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. Nice. So I can buy an NFT, and I can buy this NFT from you or from other players. How it works?
You can buy it from the marketplace that we will be launching in the, I would say a few weeks. We are running our own marketplace, but the NFTs are also available on Magic Eden, OpenSea, and the upcoming G2A marketplace.
Okay. Is there any royalty on these NFTs?
Just let me. Yes, there was a royalty on those
Okay.
that we released so far. It was on Magic Eden. I don't want to tell you the bad information. It was around 5%, I suppose, something like that.
Mm-hmm. And
But on our own marketplace, we don't plan to charge any royalties. This will be actually the difference between our marketplace and those other like popular ones.
this question is connected. Maybe it won't be obvious, but can I buy gold?
And yes, there is a plan to sell gold as well.
Okay, because what I'm thinking now is that okay, I can buy skins, so this is part of the monetization. But to buy the skins, I first have to own weapons, right? And to own weapons,
Yes,
I need
yes,
gold. I need gold. So
yes, yes, exactly.
okay,
And this saves you. I would say this doesn't give you like advantage. This just saves you time.
okay,
So I think it is kind of advantage because you don't have to spend time. But if you are not willing to pay, then you can obviously like play it out from the game.
okay, okay. And it supports the single player mode, right?
What? What
Weapons,
support?
weapons. It's for the survival. Okay,
Yes, 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 yes. But
okay.
the
So
skins are available for the PvP, of course.
okay, okay. So you can use them in both modes. Okay, so well, as I understand it, is that actually you need a long-term retention because probably players who buy skins are most likely these players who spend much time in the game, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, okay, I get it. So it's like game as a service because you will have DLCs. Yeah, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, I get it. Cool. So I think that we know much about the game. Or maybe a last question: who's the target player? So any games you can refer to. So if I'm the player of this game, I can be the player of Alaska.
So in a perfect world, we would love to have like mostly like regular players, traditional world players, and we are doing all we can to actually do the smooth and easy onboarding to the Web3 layer by putting some like payment gateways to the game, so you don't have to do those like different bridges and to transfer the money through the exchanges, etc. But on the other hand, we are aware that most of our marketing went to the Web3 space up till this day. We are already like in talks with some Twitch streamers. We want to bring to actually change that and to bring more regular players. But I would say all those who are actually playing the battle royale kind of games would be our perfect target. Those like multiple player games fans. I would say these are the most valued players for us because they keep the business running, and the other players are important for us in another way. They are creating the hype. They are creating the community, but they are not like a straight source of the revenue, I would say. So those who want to compete in the PvP arenas are like the main targets, and those who tend to compete in the multiple player games.
Okay.
So I would say And I'm not doing it intentionally, but this is like out of the logic. Those who prefer to feel the challenges, like the community of the challenger, those people are the people we need. So
Yeah.
this is like natural cooperation between you guys and us.
Yeah, thank you for this. I was about to ask, what about the streamers, for example, because obviously ChillGG allows them to create challenges on their own. What would be I don't know, maybe not a perfect, but an example challenge? How you see it?
Oh, there could be a lots of challenges. For example, who digs the most gold during the week, or who kills the most bandits in certain area, or for example, who hunts the most animals, who, let's say, um, ex- mm, this maybe not, but who trades them, get who makes the biggest volume in the in-game shop. I'm not talking about the
Yeah, this
blockchain
would be a
market,
good
but
challenge
for
for you.
example,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm talking about the in-game shop where you can buy the pistols, for example. So the game is pretty complex. It's not like Tetris.
yeah, yeah.
It's full of ideas. So I'm not worried about that.
Cool, cool. Well, to be honest, I think that we're about to finish. It's almost 2 hours, so
That's great.
yeah,
That's great.
we're hitting the limiter. Thank you for this workshop. I think that now I understand, and yeah, community also understands um, how this game is designed. Well, to be honest, I was pretty sure that the retention will come from the single player mode. Now I see that PvP is actually driving, so this is a different behavior. Also, thank you for sharing about the monetization. Now we see that this is actually a game as a service mode, so hopefully lots of purchases uh, for many
Hope
years
so.
for the player. Cool. Let's work on challenges. Any questions, or I don't know, maybe last thoughts?
I would like to thank you, everyone, for joining this workshop. It was really pleasure because not every day I'm working with this game every day, but not every day I have occasion to actually present it to someone right now. So it was quite entertaining, and I'm happy that you are interested in the subject and in our game. And if you would like to dig deeper and dive into the world of Alaska Gold Rush, please feel free to follow us on Twitter and join our Telegram channels.
Cool. Great. So let's do it.
Thank
um,
you for the invitation, Rafał.
yeah, yeah. Thank you for accepting. It was a pleasure from our side as well. I think that you are going to have a great game. I also look forward to a great cooperation with challenges on our side. Yeah, maybe let's finish. Right, I will share the screen with results. What's the challenge results right now? Yeah, almost 8 players qualified. There is still some time, guys, to qualify. But I see that there is a top 3. Yeah, I don't know if secure that. Yeah, this Hannah, it's a great result, right? So we have some probably winners here, but let's see. Still a few minutes to go. Thank you very much, Rafał. From my side, I also invite you to participate in our community. So if there are any Alaska players, early adopters, please join our community as well. We'll keep you updated
Sure.
with the integration between us and Alaska. Let's hope that this will be a fast integration, and we'll see some challenges in Alaska at ChillGG soon.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah, so this is it. Thank you. And we'll have a second workshop tomorrow with Legends at War. It will be a bit... No, this will be the same length. So just a different hour. So it will be 3:30, I believe. Please check at the events section on Discord. We'll discuss the Legends at War features, retention, monetization, and maybe see some gameplay as well. Legends at War is already finished, maybe not finished, but released, so you'll be able to play this game as well. Yeah, I'm 7th. I'm going to play some Dino, just not to be unqualified, and yeah, thank you.